Well, I've done it again. Hello. So Ruth and I were on Route 3. We went from Route 1 to Route 3, heading north in Maine. And it wasn't suggested, but we saw that this road was 5 minutes faster. And at the beginning it was like, there's like blockades, like don't go this way, it's not a through passage. And the park that we're trying to get to is like, it's still an hour away, but this looked more direct on the map too anyways. And we ended up in a beautiful meadow. It's like, I'm guessing it's where they've logged everything, but it's so pretty and nobody else is here. And I think we're gonna sit here and enjoy it for a little bit, maybe have a little snack. It's so pretty. It's really bright out right now. But I am so excited we took that little road. Even if it is like, I don't know, maybe it's blocked ahead, but this is beautiful and we're alone and I love it. In the wild. And I think like back that way there were some campsites. I'm guessing they were more up here. But yeah, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna wander around a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like little baby wildflowers everywhere. It's like red and purple. Let's see. Yeah, there's like reds and purples and all sorts of things. They're over here too. So beautiful. And there's still a bunch of like trees around. I'm really excited we found this spot. I like wandering. This is my first like trip where I've actually wandered and like not had a destination that I paid for and stuff like that. And it's scary. It's a little, you know, you don't know if you're gonna find something or not. And you know what? There are always campsites around and like I can just show up and I'm sure somewhere would have a free space on a Wednesday night. But it's a lot of fun to like get somewhere and feel like you did it yourself. And you know, there's not amenities or anything there, but it's really fun to explore. And usually it's really quiet. There's literally nobody else here and I can see really far. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and go exploring. Ruth is in the car, but I'm sure she's excited too. Holy cow. These little blue things, they aren't flowers, they're wild Maine blueberries. That is crazy. We found wild blueberries in Maine. They're blueberries. They're blueberries. They're not little blue flowers. They're wild blueberries everywhere in here. Which now I'm wondering if this is actually somebody's property. And they're like making these, planting them. I have no idea, but that's really cool. Wild, and they're ripe. They're supposedly not supposed to get ripe until like early August, I think, but it is July 13th and they're ready. I can't believe they're blueberries. I thought they were just little flowers. There's blueberries in here. That's really exciting. I'm gonna pick a couple. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know. Come on, girl. Well, I've done it again. Found my own camping spot. So, just past that blueberry field up there is something like log landing campsites. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. It's 56 minutes away from where I was originally gonna try and camp. I went down here and there's like 9 little campsites, even a bathroom. They all have a little picnic table, a little fire pit. They're all like, I'm not the farthest one, they're all that way. And it is so cute. And I'm so excited. I love feeling like I found something on my own. Only con to speak of is a family of horseflies that are apparently living in this area. So I'm in their land, so that's fine. I am at, which one am I sleeping at? Log Landing 3. Joop. So, and there's all sorts of cool things around. So I noticed right by my site is this path. I don't know if you can see, it goes back in there. And then there's a little river. I don't know why it's all red. I would love to look that up, but it's beautiful. I think this is some sort of split in the stream. Looks like it comes from that way and from over here. But it's so pretty and I'm so excited. It's just luscious and green and wonderful out here. I've been watching the show Alone, and which they're based in British Columbia, which in like fall and winter time where there's grizzlies and all that, so way different. But after seeing those blueberries, I was like, ooh, I could forage here. And now I'm like, well, maybe I could fish too. Like, what if I just stayed here? I won't, I have places to be, but I might for a couple of days. That could be fun. I'm so excited. Yeah, hopefully, I think I'm gonna walk this. I don't know that I'll go in deeper than like my knees, but it looks so beautiful. And I'm really excited. It's literally right here. That's where I'm staying, right there. So it's so close, and it's all by myself. Nobody else is here. So there's like 9 campsites, but nobody else is here. It's just me and Ruth. I keep having this feeling, I don't know, it's just very free and very, it's different. I haven't felt this before. So I'm alone. Which is actually like scary. Not gonna lie, it is scary. It is hard to be out here in a land that I don't know, with animals that I don't know. I've already heard 2 like weird birds I haven't heard before, trying to identify them. Oh, that's raspberries too. Wait, maybe not. I'm happy to be here. Look at these baby pine cones. So cute. Hey, baby pine cones. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but I love it already. Yeah, so I'm going to get my car camping set up and probably get a snack and then go exploring. I'm very excited. All right, bye. All right, a little 30-minute update. Ruth and I have sat in that little spot by the water here. It's so pretty. There's a lot of life. So I've heard a few different kinds of birds. There's definitely horseflies, dragonflies galore. I believe there's a little mouse in the woods behind me, something squeaking. Tiny walking back in there. A lot of fish in the water. I like watching them like sit in the same spot facing upstream before I think they're like jumping at little water bugs or something. I don't know what they're eating, but they're jumping out and trying to get something. I've seen there's raspberry bushes. I'm still excited about that blueberry field we went through. It's just so beautiful. So I'm trying to be quiet and enjoy it. And it'd be fun if somebody else came, but I also kind of hope we have it to ourselves tonight, this site. But it is always cool to make friends. So I had an apple and didn't bring much for dinner, but I think I got some soups, so we'll probably just have, or I'll have soup. Ruth will have the usual. I am absolutely obsessed. Sitting here, feeling very proud of myself for finding this spot, taking risk after risk to get here. And I'm also excited, so today's the 13th, and I don't move in to my next wolf site until the 17th, so I have a little time. So I might spend a few nights here. I'm pretty close to the Canada border. I can't maps it right now because it's I don't have service here, but I'm pretty close to the border. I'm guessing I'm like 2 hours away. We'll see. I'll check. I want to cross the border early if possible. That way, if I have any issues, I can resolve them. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping to bring a cat just her rabies vaccination certificate, which I have. But if there's any issues, I want to get those resolved in time. But the other side is, if I go early, I do not know Canada rules and Canada, like, landscapes very well. So it's just another risk, which I would be okay with, we would get through, but I'd need to do a bit more research, and if I stay here, I won't really have service, so I'm probably not going to think about that until tomorrow, and then I'll figure it out, and it'll be great. It would be super cool if I could stay here and, like, I don't know, just be here for a few days. Ruthie is bird watching, fish watching, taking a bath. She's taking a bath. So far I've heard one, like, truck go by and honk for some reason. I don't know. In the road off over there, not on my little campsite road. I'm enjoying being alone. And enjoying not having things to do. I definitely, even like, so these woofing jobs are this past when I just worked 8:30 to 12:30 in the mornings, and sometimes less than that. Like, we would end at like 11 or 11:30. But there is something about, like, living in someone else's space and being there for free. So I always wanted to be, like, ready to do something if she needed help. And other than that, I was only there for like 5 days, so taking advantage of the towns and things to do nearby. So there's a level of stress and just constant awareness that you can't really fully relax in those situations. I'm so, like, grateful. That was an incredible experience. I definitely was, like, spending energy just to be there, and it's nice to be here with no one else, no expectations, no anything. So I keep putting my hair up and down because these horseflies, it's hot, so I put it up, but then horseflies come, so I put it down. It's really long right now, so it protects, like, my neck and shoulders and everywhere. So I'm just gonna relax, listen to the water. I'm super excited to sleep with the sound of the water. It's gonna be so nice. I thought I was gonna I have a little fan that I thought I was gonna use, like, every night. I used it the night in New York, because that was like July 3rd, but it was a Sunday, so there's, like, tons of fireworks. I was in a full, like, campground that I paid for, and people were just talking late into the night, so I turned it on for that. And as it turns out, it really only goes for about one night if you leave it running, even on low. So I don't think it's fully out of batteries. I, like, turned on randomly the other day, but I've been surprised. Like, I haven't been using it, and I've been sleeping just fine. I think there's also part of me that, like, knows that if I have the fan on, I can't really hear other things. Like, I can sleep through most things if my fan is on. And I think that I do need to have an awareness of, like, my surroundings, what's coming, what's going. If there are people there, like, I want to know those things. And I'm an attentive enough sleeper that I think I'd wake up if I heard one. That sounded like a human. It's not, but it really does sound like a human. don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like a human going, wah! Definitely birds, but weird. They're all over the place. That's weird. See if I can figure out what kind of bird that is. I have this app. It apparently works. Oh, it's a raven. A common raven, it's called. I guess I've never heard them. Huh. There it goes. That's weirdly human-like. Wow, there's so many of them. Dragonflies on my finger. Oops, I was gonna show, but he hopped off. Yeah, gonna enjoy the view. Oh man. I think I hear a truck. Alright. Definitely a truck. I think it must go through the water over there. It sounded like it was splashing. Interesting. I'm gonna walk up the river in a little bit and see what's up there. Both ways, hopefully. Right, bye. Alright, so Ruth and I were at that campsite for quite a while, and it was like 5 minutes away from that blueberry field. It's sunset, and I came back, and I'm so happy that I did. It's gorgeous here right now. So pretty. Sunset. Hello. So it is about a year later, and I'm back in Virginia with Ruth. We had a really incredible trip. My road trip videos actually end there, so I wanted to jump in here to tell you what happened and why they stop and why it's a year later now. So we actually ended up leaving that campsite the next morning. We crossed the border that day. We spent one night at a campground in St. John, New Brunswick, and then met up with the Wolf House the next day. So it all happened really fast, and the moment I got to the farm, I was just completely involved. I was picking berries, I was taking care of the chickens and the goats, and I was meeting a ton of different people. So the farm was very community oriented, and there were a ton of people coming and going, and so I made some really great connections, and we were just always busy. If we weren't working together, we were going to the beach or having fun doing something all together. So I didn't take any videos, I barely took any photos or anything. I was just focused on being in the moment with those people and just fully being part of the community. So that's why there's no footage of it. I ended up staying there for actually about 6 months. So I was there for a lot longer than I was expecting to be, and I had an incredible time. Ruth and I got back to Virginia in January to regroup and focus on starting up my business. So now that the business is running, I am actually taking off on my next trip in about 10 days. So this time we're heading west. We're gonna end up in Oregon, and I'm really excited to share it with you. All right, bye.